Well, my girl's got the sweetest pussy. Nestles in her lap. Be the first to admit one.
Well, I guess we're live already.
We're live!
Live,
Hello.
Not on Facebook Live.
Oh wait, let me pull us up on Facebook Live too, again.
Why? What?
Just because.
So, because you know I'm going to say some shit. So, if you missed it, Toxie, on her Toxie page, went live on Facebook, and we said some very hilarious things on there. So,
Right.
go find Toxie. It's Toxie O'Shea. You can find her through our website, right?
It was
SunCityDiner.com.
pre-show banter and crap.
Mostly
It was very
crap.
fun. I, as the social media person for the show, I spent most of the day trying to figure out how Sin City Bounding can go live. It's, I don't know why, but we can't be verified unless I send in some paperwork. So we'll be doing that very soon, and we'll be verified, and then we'll be able to do live video. Although, I don't know, I kind of like the setup that we have, the whole Ustream and the going to our website, because our website is awesome. I promoted the galleries this week, and I know tons of you went to go see them because I can check the numbers. So make sure you go. Toxie, of course, has the biggest gallery.
She also has the biggest gallery.
So expect those to change every single week. Every time we come to the show, we do selfies. We'll throw them up there. When Toxie is out on the town, I'll be sure to snag those pictures from her timeline and put those in the gallery as well. So keep an eye on our website. We've got a guest page coming where we're going to have guests in studio, their bios, their links, and then if you want to be a guest on the show, it's probably where we'll send you to go fill out the information that we need to bring you on. Speaking of guests, what is going on?
Nobody's paying attention to me, and I'm totally fucking with the Facebook Live video. Oh, look, almost squinty-eyed.
Speaking of guests, we're going to have our first in-studio guest at this location at our new home, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting, next week. So make sure you tune in for that. We'll be advertising that most of the week. And that guest is Toxie.
Free with well-rounded.
That's right.
Woo-woo.
For those of you who are into big girls like we are, there's a whole convention for you fine people to come to Vegas and hang out in the pool and at dance parties and everything else called Well-Rounded BBW. And so we're going to talk about that. That's happening at the end of July. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Well, it's a little bit later in July, like the 14th, 15th, 16th, around there. I'll grab the exact dates while we're here.
Do you happen to know if tickets are sold out yet?
You can no longer purchase online, but you can buy them live at the event.
Okay.
So when you get there, you can still buy them at the event.
There you go. Anyway, we're going to have Bree in here next week to talk about that. I just talked to Jacob Palmer from Plush the Nightclub, and he'll be getting back to me very soon. We're going to start having guests in here regularly. We're very excited about that. So keep an eye on our website for all those wonderful, wonderful changes. I've changed it like 5 times already since we've put it up. So I'm done.
This is a little much.
It is.
It's really cool. It's awesome. Somebody's a gentleman's blowing kisses. So
Aww.
I don't know if they click something that's.
Oh yeah,
blowing
because there's
kisses or they
chat and
say
stuff,
it.
right? Because they can
Yeah.
chat at the
They
bottom.
can
And
comment live.
you know, what I can do is I have a tripod for phones,
Right.
so you can do it hands-free. Just set it down and then turn it if you need to or whatever.
You know what I can do? I can actually keep it going here with my soda bottle. Will it work? Oh!
Don't get any Alexia.
Well, if you
There we
get
go.
me, then you get none of Toxie.
I'll bend down enough.
Oh, I'm very loud.
Hey,
Where'd
you
you
know what
see-
I learned beforehand?
What's that?
Do you know how to turn on a mic?
How?
Is that a joke?
He asked me, and I said, Johnny Fever said, do you know how to turn on a mic? And I said, yeah, I mean, I'm blonde, but I'm not a moron. But how? Tell us how.
Works every time.
No, not all Mike.
I love you, Mike.
Oh no, I think it would turn him on if you said, "I want to give you a blowjob, Mike." I think that would be a surefire
Oh,
way.
I think if you went,
I bet that would work.
that would turn him on.
Do it again.
That's when you choke a little bit on the back because you get it all the way down your throat. You didn't relax enough.
I just assumed you flipped a switch, but again,
I think that's the euphemism.
Right.
Flip his switch.
Wow.
Oh, Wendy of Neverland is in our chat. I think she's in our other chat too.
Probably.
All
All right.
No, Wendy of Neverland. Why aren't you in the other chat too?
Right?
And Nick Gonzalez said, "Gorgeous eyes and beautiful smile."
That would be you.
Would that be me?
Yeah, you have the biggest eyes imaginable. They're actual plates.
You do have huge eyes.
I do have huge eyes. I have a child who makes fun of my eyes, and she's like, "Why are they so big? They're like bug eyes."
They're not like bug
I
eyes.
don't know.
You know
They
what?
just are.
They say that your eyes are one of the only parts of your body that never grows. So when you're small, when you're a little kid and you have huge eyes, and you get wait, and you get bigger, your eyes are smaller and smaller because your face is
You know
bigger.
how huge her eyes were when
Yeah.
she was a kid there?
I'm
She was
thinking,
like
what
a
is that-
Muppet.
What is that?
Marty
marsupial?
Feldman eyes.
What is that marsupial with nothing but eyes and a little tiny monkey?
Kangaroo.
No, it looked like she'd look like fucking Grover. Just eyes on the fucking top of her head. Just I can see you, Mom!
Do you have kid pictures that
I
we
do.
could look at?
I'll pull it up while we're here. I'll pull
Okay.
it up on my other page while we're here.
Yeah.
And you can see they just look normal then. I think they just got bigger, or maybe my head changed shape.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because her skull rearranged itself.
It did.
It's a good thing you have a nice ass.
Oh, a gentleman would like somebody to show some fat tits. Awesome.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Sarah's all.
I'd like you to go to
We're
Sin
classy.
City.
We're classy.
I'd like you,
Classy,
sir,
classy.
with the fat tits comment, to go to Sierra SCB on Facebook. Just Google do a search for Sierra SIERRA SCB on Facebook, and you'll get my wonderful page that includes a picture that I posted a few hours ago, and it's just for you, fat tits guy.
We have been doing.
Thanks, fat tits guy.
Toxie and I have been doing our damnedest to get Sierra to take more selfies of herself. And so her selfie contribution for World Selfie Day today is, of course, a beautiful shot of her breastages.
This is the one I'm thinking of for him.
Wait.
There's that one
Did
too.
you say fat tit guy
Yes.
Yes.
or fat
Yeah.
tit guy?
Fat
Tit
tit
guy.
guy.
Okay, not fat tit guy.
No,
Okay.
Yeah,
tit
fat
guy.
tit guy who
The hyphen
would like.
goes between tit and guy, not
Gotcha.
between fat
I
and
will.
tit.
I will say that for a fact. We know he's not talking to me because that's one we can kind of guarantee that it's not
I
me.
can give you some great wing flap.
Mo is in our Facebook chat.
Who?
Mo, we
Hey,
have to
Mo.
get you on here, buddy.
Guess who posted to our Twitter the other day with his new release?
Who?
Moose Harris.
Beautiful, gorgeous Be Bigga.
Oh, be bigger.
Be Bigga's got some new music out.
Be big
Wow.
us before my time.
Anyway, I retweeted
Yeah,
it on our
Be Bigga's
Twitter, so you can go to our
before
Twitter and find his stuff. Still gorgeous, of course.
He's the Black Jesus.
The Black Jesus. That's what we used to call him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you take one look at him and you're like, Jesus.
the only
Say hi to
picture.
Rita.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Rita. The
Kind of cool.
the only picture that he had posted, I guess it's his album cover, CD cover, whatever, music cover. What do they call them now? It's not like people sell CDs
They're just
anymore.
called cover art.
The cover art.
The cover
for
art.
his
They
music.
song, like they drop a song.
Yeah, it's a long. He should take advantage of his Jesusness.
You should wear a white flowing robe and stand on water.
I think if you have an attribute that is attractive, take advantage of it. Like Sierra and her tits, you and your ass or eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
you should take advantage of it and use it to sell product.
I should. So what can I sell with my ass?
I was watching, it was Full Figure Fashion Week in New York. It's Fashion Week in New York.
Right.
And I was watching the Ashley Stewart live catwalk fashion show. And they had lingerie, and some of those ladies, the models that they picked, were fabulous looking, some with wider hips than normal, some with larger boobs than normal. They weren't your size 12 made to look like a fat girl model. They were actual fat girl models. And I will tell you, some of the lingerie that Ashley Stewart has coming out looks great on big asses.
Really? Like big asses or just big
Big, looks great on, well,
girls? I want to Google it.
you know, on a catwalk, you have to turn around and everybody watches your ass as you walk back. And there were some gorgeous asses on that catwalk.
Ashley Stewart, you said?
Ashley Stewart, yeah.
Mo's,
Stewart.
really quick, his new comedy CD download is out as well. Mo
Hey.
Alexander. So
Are we having him on the show soon?
We need to. I was just telling him. We need to get him on now that we can access the phone here. He's in Memphis and he travels.
Everybody comes to Vegas, Mo.
Mo, when are you coming to Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? He has clots. He was
I see.
he wasn't able to travel for a while, and he
Sure.
just started, but it's more where he can drive, I believe.
We should probably, after show, talk to Johnny Fever about maybe Skype.
Oh, can
Because
we Skype
he can,
you in?
he would, if that's possible, he would be able to embed it into our final video.
Mo, can we Skype you in? And if we can, will you Skype in your underwear?
Ooh,
I am down for this.
is he like Black Jesus too?
Yes, although he won't. He probably won't get in his underwear because he has told us before that he may want to work for Disney one day. So he will
Got
not
it.
send any
Nudies?
inappropriate photos or anything. We asked the last time he was on.
That's wonderful.
So
So you can never expect a dick pic from him. Peckerpage.blogspot.com, by the way.
right.
I still, you
Oh my
guys,
In
God.
case you're underpeckered.
you guys still have to send me your unsolicited dick pics so I can post them up on the page. So
All right.
Oh, yeah. I sent you like 4.
I
And
think you have a
most-
file, I'm sure.
Mo's, and we'll talk more about it. We have to get you on here. But his CD title is Got Clots. But he really did actually have
Oh,
them.
my.
So
Well, we're glad that Mo is good now.
we are.
Yeah.
My goodness.
See? Right?
Some pretty body stockings, Miss Ashley Stewart.
Ashley Stewart. Ashley Stewart just changed, by the way, this last year, towards the beginning of the year, where they carry larger sizes. They only used to go up to 26, 28, and I believe they now go up to 32, 34, maybe 36.
Where is this sold?
Ashley Stewart.
Ashley Stewart.
But can you buy it in a store?
Yes, well, it's like a Lane Bryant, almost, right? Where you go online.
Let's find
I don't know if they have an actual store. They might. Oh, they have a store locator on their site, so there we go.
Nothing for Las Vegas.
Oh, that's a shame.
Did you
USA.
guys see my text when I had to go to
You have to be in.
what the hell is that place
Oh.
on the strip? This Town Square.
Oh.
There was you know what Town Square is?
Yes.
Right.
With the Whole Foods and the
Container store.
and the Sephora and all that kind of
There's
hoity-toity.
an Apple store there.
Yeah, Apple Store, of course, which was one of the main reasons. That and MAC Cosmetics, because I loved MAC Cosmetics, but they got rid of the lipstick that I liked, so I don't go there anymore.
They
I
literally. I'm sorry. I'm gonna rant. Ashley Stewart literally has a store in every state except Nevada.
For now.
Well, we just
now.
have to go elsewhere.
At Town Square, this hoity-toity place,
Go back up to Pennsylvania.
there was a Torrid.
A torrid.
A Torrid.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
torrid.
there's a torrid in
store.
Summerlin too.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so glad. Of
you know
course,
what I
their
mean?
clothes are great and trendy.
Really.
Yeah,
And
and they're more torrid's more my age bracket these days. They're
younger. Mhm.
They've opened a new branch that's just for the younger women.
I like that they
what it is.
carry fangirl stuff.
Yes.
Doctor Who stuff, Star Wars stuff, Trek stuff, Twilight, I betcha. I don't know, you're Twilight.
Why do you assume I watch
Because
Twilight?
you like Bieber.
I do watch Twilight. I have read and watched all of the Twilight.
I would assume, yes, Twilight.
The books, I read all the books. The books were great. The movies,
Yeah, they were okay.
mostly because of that. What's that girl's name that can't
Oh,
act? worth a
Kristen
shit?
Stewart. She
Yeah.
was horrible.
Yeah, she's like, I
She was
love you.
horrible. Yeah. She
Great
was
range.
horrible. Hey, Samantha.
I think I did watch one of the Twilights. I think it was the very first one.
That's the worst.
When it was the whole Team Jacob, what's the other guy?
No,
Team
that's a
Edward.
Team
Probably
Edward?
more in the second. Team
That's more
Jacob,
in the
Team
second.
Edward.
Okay, so maybe it was that one that I saw.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I was always Team Carlisle because I liked the dad.
Who's Carl? I see. I don't even
He's
know
the
the
dad.
characters.
Peter-
I remember the one was a wolf and one was a vampire, right?
Right.
So, I'm a blonde girl. I like blondes. I like them Nordic. So, it was Team Edward for me, even though he was a dead blonde, but still.
Well, I think his was more frosted tips. So.
I'm Team Lestat.
What is that?
Lestat. Oh my God, Anne Rice.
I don't know.
Yeah. Although I can't
too
read
much.
Anne Rice anymore.
No, it's the last really good Anne Rice novel that I read was Memnoch the Devil, which was
That
a
was good.
great story.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
can, however, listen to her on audio.
Yeah.
I have no issues listening to a book on tape or audio or whatever, download, as long as I don't have to read and trudge through all the words that she likes to use.
Yeah, she does use a lot of words.
She is very verbose.
She and
Yeah,
Stephen
that's
King
what's
went
the
to
matter
same
with books
writing.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she and King went to the same writing.
Books have all those words.
Yeah, they got
in
all them
them.
damn
Like,
words
no,
in
no,
them,
no.
you know.
No. It would be fine if she were describing a doorway in a paragraph, but it takes her 2 pages to
It
describe
must be a
this
hell of a
damn
doorway then.
It must be a hell of a doorway.
A doorway to hell.
You know, when she has to tell me the backstory of the cherub in the top right-hand corner of the doorway, unless it's pertinent later on, I don't really need to know
that's
about
the
it.
thing.
The idea
You don't
that-
know whether it's pertinent later on
Right.
until you
I'd
get to
rather
the rest
listen
of it.
to it than frickin' read it anymore.
What are you doing?
I'm saying because
have
my
to pee?
feet. No, my feet don't hit anything down there, so I have to keep.
Are you
bouncing
feeling a
them.
little tingle and you're just trying to...
Maybe she's
And we're off
maybe she's
the
having
stream.
one of those unusual orgasms.
Maybe I got
Oh,
fart.
Rich,
you
that will
want
lead
to
us
talk
into,
about.
Is that
yes.
the segue into our next bit?
It
Right
works.
on in, right on
All right,
in.
bring it on in.
Bring it on in.
We have to remember though she's a squirter, so Johnny Fever will have to do some cleaning later.
What's he gonna bring out a fucking
What's he got?
Kleenex box?
Kleenex?
I don't think your Kleenex box is going to be enough for her.
Not even.
Off my chair. Making it rain cum rags. There's one for you.
Did you guys have those?
Hashtag
Did you?
cum rags.
Did you guys have established cum rags when you were with your significant other, or do you have them with your significant other? They're the particular wash rags or towels or whatever that is just for that.
No, we use disposable wipes
Do you really?
because I don't want some crusty ass towel laying around.
Oh no. You wash them on the regular. I'm not saying you reuse them.
Someone told me be quiet, Toxie, and let her bounce.
Oh, it's some
Oh,
bullshit.
and then Mo said squirters rock, so...
We do, pretty much. Constantly.
All right,
All right.
so here's what we have.
Segue 16.
16, I posted it on our show page. And these are 16 ways people have reached completion.
Orgasmed.
Yes, in case you didn't know what that meant.
Come with a C and a U.
So, for
in.
some people, an orgasm can happen when you're just standing there. And each one is an example of a time somebody shared. So, one time I had an orgasm standing up. I was drunk and in the middle of a conversation.
Dude, it depends on the conversation.
So-
I
I
had
think
some.
it. Yeah, if you have a decent enough conversation, I think that can happen. Especially if you kind of have to pee and you're bouncing around like she was.
Right. Has it happened to either of you?
Yes.
No.
Really?
Twice.
Coming in the middle of a conversation.
Yes.
Were
So-
you actually having sex while the conversation was going on?
No. So the first time was when I met hot geologist guy, and we had that like 2-hour
Oh.
conversation at the bar.
You know what? If I would have had a 2-hour conversation with him, I probably would have come
Yeah.
to.
And then the second time was the first time Callie guy said the words, "When I worked in the aerospace industry."
I can tell you, I was only joking, but I probably could have, if I would have. You know,
If you'd already
he's-
had a sexual connection with that person.
Yeah, because he's your. I mean, that was the dividing wall. Was I already knew that he was your guy, so for me to come to your guy would not be cool.
No, totally cool.
But when he said, when I used to be a rocket scientist, I was like, God damn it!
That's hot. Fucking sexy as shit. Because we're nerdophiles.
Yes, we are. Is that what they're called?
No. There's
There's
something
some fancy word for that.
mental something or other, bubbly, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm sure
Probably
Toxie
know
knows
that
it.
on the tip of our tongue.
For when nerds talk to other nerds.
No, when you're turned on by intelligence.
Oh, there is
I'm
a
sure
fancy
Callie
word.
guy knows it.
One of our
Yeah,
people in
is he
chat
there?
or on Facebook Live
Woo.
can tell us.
Or Ustream Live. Woo woo.
Any of these,
Well, that's
any of
recorded.
these ways. That's true.
Yeah, this would be all fancy. We'll put no, we won't put a squirter behind us.
No, let's
Water
not.
gun.
Or Niagara Falls right behind
Oh,
Sierra.
water gun is good.
The term is sapiosexual.
That's
Sapiosexual.
I actually did know that too. All right, number 2. Occasionally it can happen during more maternal duties. I had an orgasm once while breastfeeding. Awkward.
Dude, the baby's playing with your nipples.
I've heard of women having orgasms when they have the baby. I've heard of it.
So much for placenta shooting across the room.
So much for squirters.
I've heard stories of peeing while giving birth,
Pooping.
while giving birth,
Right.
placenta flying across a room.
What kind of people are you talking to? I mean, my doctor had to dig around to get mine out. Just,
I'm sure it was an exaggeration of it just come oozing out or whatever.
All right, next.
Sometimes a less typical piece of meat will do it. So I've had an orgasm in a restaurant while looking at a steak sandwich.
I had an orgasm while eating filet mignon one time.
Did you really?
Well, it was pretty damn close. Close enough.
I don't think I've ever had an unusual orgasm.
Next.
Women, somebody said, oh, Mo got the right term. Someone else on Facebook said women even have orgasms while having an exam.
By their gyno?
Yes.
Right.
Would that be embarrassing as hell?
I'm
Yeah.
certain that would be
You'd
so
be like,
embarrassing.
oh yeah, put the scope right there.
Click those duckbills open even more.
It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever
It
been
is.
through. It's so terrible.
But I will tell you, the very first time I went when I was younger, that's what I was afraid of. I'm like, what if I get like really excited and they could tell? So that was like one of the biggest fears I initially had. So, for others, all it takes is sexual tension. So, I once orgasmed from attention, no contact, just him focusing on every part of my body during my meditation.
So they
Well, not during
orgasm
meditation.
over themselves.
No, she orgasmed over him paying attention.
That's
to her.
Donald Trump.
No. I've had that. That is actually a frequent thing to happen during BDSM play, during a scene when you're completely into being submissive and totally tied down and can't do anything, and you're not actually being touched in anywhere that could be considered an erogenous zone. You could still be totally turned on enough to have an orgasm. I've done it.
I'm too normal, I feel.
All right.
think you've seen me
I
do
think
it.
this one could do it. I mean, I probably need to go and find out. Occasionally, a simple bookstore is enough to make someone reach completion. I had an orgasm when I went to the bookstore.
I could do that.
I have feelings of love and maybe some tinglies in my nose zone when I walk into some of the most beautiful bookstores, or even places like a museum. Just in awe. Awe feeling. I don't know if I've ever orgasmed though.
Somebody else, somebody else on Facebook. Very nice tits. So apparently, I have pretty awesome followers.
too.
Pretty awesome friends are on Facebook. So, again, most likely speaking to you guys.
No, don't cover them up. It's not like you're showing anything.
I know. And they're in black, so they're even slim.
Hey, it's good for our numbers when they're watching. Just let them see
Right?
your cleavage.
Just show your boobs already. I'll show my ass if it gets more people on.
No.
I'm not showing my boobs. My unclothed.
She doesn't get paid
boobs.
enough.
That's true.
Okay, fantasy can often be the most erotic thing of all. One time I had an orgasm just thinking about the time I kissed a girl.
Have either of you ever had what I call like a delayed reaction orgasm, where you're thinking about the awesome sex you had, and then you have like a mini orgasm? You're just like, oh my god, that was great. Oh Jesus, it was so good. It made me
No,
come
but
again.
I have had one. I'll tell you, I have had one because of the friction due to the engorgement of body parts after a great sex session.
Yeah. She means her clit was rubbing up against something because she just had great sex and then she had another orgasm.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, blah. Next.
All right. 7, and don't underestimate the power of exercise. My first orgasm happened when I was doing sit-ups at the gym. I try to replicate it every time I go now.
She had some tight-ass
That is a-
shorts on.
That is a good way to, if they could market that where the first time you exercise, you orgasmed, everybody would be exercising. Everybody.
Oh, God.
What's that saying?
Anyway. So,
We're going to ignore that guy from now on.
I know. How
Is it the
can
same
I-
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way to block him?
And he is now.
Blocked!
Awesome.
That's fabulous.
Pretty
Next.
cool. You can find it in the more unexpected corners of the internet. My best orgasm ever came from a hypnosis video on YouTube.
Nope. I've had orgasms from watching Tumblr videos, though.
Oh yeah, Tumblr. GIFs.
No, Tumblr allows video now.
No, yeah, they've always have.
Oh.
I prefer the GIFs.
Well, I like the little 2-minute long clips.
Next, automotive attraction is definitely a thing. One time this guy revved his engine next to me and I literally had an orgasm.
I've done it on a motorcycle before.
But the vibration is between
Yeah,
your
that's true.
legs.
All right. Next.
I assume that's a thing because I have friends who had done specifically like car videos and just, revving the engine was a big part of it.
Guys are totally into some weird shit.
Naturally, some dreams are enough to achieve a climax. I orgasmed from my dream last night. Hashtag what the fuck.
I have had a wet dream.
I've had wet dreams.
I've had an orgasmic
That's-
wet dream before.
That's normal though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I thought
That
so.
is.
Have you had them?
Yeah.
See? 3 people. We've all had them.
Sometimes a little effective nipple play works wonders. I had an orgasm from only playing with my boobs.
I've had that.
I've done that. One of the things that I can tell you is when you have larger boobs and your boobs are suspended in some way, whether by rope or leaning
Nipple
over
clamps.
a table or whatever, just the slightest touch to the nipples can make you go crazy because they're engorged with blood.
It's the second
And
time we've used that
super,
word.
yeah, it's a good word for this segment. Super sensitive.
A little concentration can do the trick. I can literally orgasm by just concentrating on it happening. I do it at work and nobody knows.
I have tried and I've come very close, but I've never gotten all the way.
I wouldn't want to because then your underwear's all messy and, unless you're wearing a pad,
I will have you know that at every
it's so messy.
I will have you to know that at every job I have ever worked, I have masturbated in the bathroom.
I will tell you that while at work, I have masturbated as well.
You work at home.
Well, that's true. However, I have. Sometimes you need a lunch break. Some people are into a little bit of pain. I had an orgasm when I got my first tattoo.
Oh, that would be orgasmic. Next.
A dope concert can be a real experience, a sexual one.
What is it, 1995? A dope concert.
I once had an orgasm at a concert. I was so moved by the music and electricity in the air.
That was some asshole who just got done being all high at EDC.
I will say Metallica and Stoned on Weed probably, if I would have been doing maybe some fantasizing or something, probably would have pushed me over.
I've been to hard rock concerts before. Like once I was at Ozzy, and I'm pretty sure I blew an eardrum. It was that loud. I can't imagine getting turned on by that. Like the whole time I was just like, this hurts. I'm old, and I'm really concerned that there's a little boy by me without headphones, without ear protection.
Maybe he was
So,
already deaf.
maybe
Maybe he could feel the music.
maybe, and then that made me an asshole for focusing on it the whole time. All right, dancing orgasms are a thing, which probably makes sex really difficult. I'm only able to orgasm when I'm dancing.
Wow.
So
I don't know about all that shit.
Well, let's hope they wear underwear on the dance floor, or else it'll be a slip and slide.
Squack
Well.
attack! Sneaky squack attack.
Sometimes people really love fruit. I once had a spontaneous orgasm in the kitchen while hulling strawberries. It's still one of the best orgasms I've ever had.
What? That's
Hulling-
the most boring job ever.
Hulling strawberries.
Yeah, that's where you take the white part and the stem off. You can use a little contraption, or you can use a little paring knife, and you cut a little cone. It's called hulling a strawberry. I don't know why, but it's.
I thought it
fucking
was
more-
pulling the green stuff off.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly what
that's
it is.
That's ridiculous. That's like peeling. Oh,
Because
peel the
strawberries
carrot.
don't have a hull.
I can see.
And that was
I
that.
could see that eating a mango.
I can too.
I could see that simulating other things while you're eating a banana. I could see that with lots of different fruit.
Ice cream.
I don't know about strawberries. But hey, to each his own. That's what I say. To each his own. Whatever you want to do, do you. As
Or
long
him.
as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Or her, or her, or her, or her. As long
Right.
as it's consensual. If you're not certain of what consensual means, there's
We
this
have a
great
tea
video
video.
out there from the UK about tea and consensual. Look it up.
Are we done with your list?
But that is it. It was just 16. I would have built up to that whole strawberry thing, but
That was kind of
that
anticlimactic.
was
It
very
was kind of anticlimactic.
yeah. Next
So-
time I'll start at 16 and build up to 1.
So I know when we were reviewing this earlier, you read us a few to let us know what we were getting into with this.
Right.
And it didn't, but from all of us, or at least from Sierra, who comes over the littlest thing. No, I'm just kidding.
I could orgasm right now.
Well, don't.
I would just like to let you all know that not every orgasm I have is accompanied by a squirt. I was gonna catch it too.
But is every squirt accompanied by an orgasm?
Yes.
Okay.
Not all orgasms are squirts. All squirts are orgasms.
I detest that term. I know it's like so commonplace in
What else would you call it?
the relationship and sexual world. Where did that even come from? I don't even know, but I do not like that term whatsoever.
What else would you call it?
I don't know.
It's the technical term for it is female ejaculation, but that's about as sexy as alternator.
Yeah.
How about,
I also
okay, you could
prefer
call it
saying-
ejac.
Would you say?
Fejac.
Ejac.
I do prefer saying vagina to pussy and penis to cock. So female ejaculation it is for me.
Do you like the term moist?
It's all right.
I have a friend who it drives her nuts.
My
If you're I like moist if you're referring to like my bread,
pantaloons
Or-
are moist.
No.
or that sponge cake is quite moist.
You should try this cheesecake.
I prefer moist muffins to dry muffins.
Most guys I know do.
A muffin's a muffin.
It doesn't really bother me. Now, don't get me wrong. I like sex talk during sex. But when there's no sex happening, I would think that you're just trying to seduce me if you're talking and using words like
Cock and penis.
cunt and cock
Ugh.
and
She hates that word.
I know you
I
don't.
don't use that word.
Slit.
So
Ooh.
then, what is
I
this
haven't
show
heard that
all
one
about
since
then?
like
that
Yeah.
makes me
forever.
happy.
Does that
I
one
love
make you
that word,
happy?
I do.
I haven't.
I'm gonna fuck that hot
Hashtag.
slit. Woo!
I
Yeah.
really haven't heard that word like since I was young.
You don't read a whole lot of erotica, do you?
I don't know. I
Well, how
watch
many
it.
euphemisms do they really have?
There's a ton of euphemisms for the
Well,
vagina.
yeah, they start going into the food realm, like mangoes.
Right. I tried reading a series once that that my child's teacher lent to me, ironically, and I got into it, and it just made me way too uncomfortable.
Which series was it?
It was something about. I have to think of it. So if you give me a little while, I'll think of it. But like, she was very young, he was older. It was like a BDSM series, and that part didn't bother me. I think it was like the age factor, and it was set a long time ago, so I think it was more acceptable. But it was also a lot of like different descriptive words where I'm like, just please say pussy. I'm gonna rewrite it in the book and do a replace
Dripping
as.
love hole.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's what would bother me, and I'm like, no, just say pussy.
Dime novel porn. That's
His
what that is.
glistening
He's like,
manhood.
he's like, I'm gonna stick my love stick in. Like, no, it's your cock. Like, just put your cock in.
Yeah, but when you're trying to be a writer, they tell you not to use the same word over and over again. So
But-
now they've got to come up with all
However,
these things.
if you're a writer for that specific genre, I think it's okay. Like, I think that's the exception. I think it's acceptable to use cock in like every other sentence.
Okay, so let me ask this. This is something that's bothered me for a long time.
Speaking of cock,
Yes.
there's no camera on him. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm sorry, your
Put
video
it away,
Your
Johnny
video-
Fever. Put it away.
your video got lost this week.
Oh no.
All right, so on television, you could say vagina, but you can't say pussy.
Yes.
Unless there's an actual
But
cat.
it means the same goddamn thing.
One is dirty and
No.
the other is not.
No. The one is dirty. They both are the same exact thing.
But
Vagina is the medical term for a
It's-
woman's pussy.
It's the difference between saying fuck and intercourse.
That's right.
That's
It's
the difference.
bullshit.
Yes. I happen to think it's bullshit,
Yes.
which is why I watch Game of Thrones. Fuck my pussy already. Fuck it.
You bastard.
Fuck it.
Okay, thank you. My rant's done.
Sure.
Pussy.
I don't have a problem with censorship. I don't want my niece going around hearing the word pussy and cock and fuck all
But
the
it's
time.
only because we've been conditioned to think that way.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like, Sierra has no punches are pulled with her kid. Her kid has heard every word in the book, and he knows that he can't say any of them until
He has a
he's
driver's
driving
license.
or
He has
has hair under his arm. or
In
something
polite
like that.
company.
Hair on his balls or he has a driver's license.
Right.
He knows the rules.
But that's the way that she said it. Not all parents raise their kids that way. So when I am around kids, I try to watch my language. And I don't really have too tough of a time. Fuck will drop out every now and then. But it's not something I want to say around a bunch of preschoolers on a, day trip to the museum.
It's just-
Because we have been conditioned to believe that's bad.
that's true. I have to watch
Violence
myself.
is good. Killing people is good. Sex is bad. What the f-
Well, but that's been going on since...
My point exactly. So has the word thing.
Sex is good.
Lenny
Sex is
Bruce was my
really-
hero, so.
Sex is really, really good.
Where were we? What were we talking
Moving right along.
Cocks.
Cocks, vaginas, pussies, slit.
It was about how they censor on TV versus elsewhere, but it started with the erotic novels that
Oh,
use
yes.
way too many descriptive
There
words
we go.
versus just getting to the point.
There was a post in that group that we're all a part of about a woman came on and said, "Do you watch porn?"
Every
As a
fucking
girl.
day.
As a girl, do you watch porn?
Yes.
the majority of women, I think even in that railing conversation that followed, found their erotica through different means, whether it
Right.
was novel form or Tumblr.
Yeah, Tumblr was. I think. Didn't you respond with that?
I'm a Tumblr, yeah. I'm a huge Tumblr porn
I think we all responded like, yes, we want.
Every day.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to say I don't watch porn every day because some days I don't have time to, but on the days when I've got time to, I watch porn.
Well, there were people in there. I explained for myself. I'm like, I watch. My only rule is I don't watch my friends, many of which are in the
Right.
industry. You know, that's where I draw the line. And then there were people going like, well, I can't watch because, you know, of how the women are treated. And I'm like, well, I don't know how it was before, but at least from those I know in the industry, it is by their choice. You know, it's a much more positive experience that I'm aware of, from those that I'm aware of, than it may have been before. And it's a little bit of a different world than if they were, say, you know, escorts somewhere. That in those circumstances, like that you hear about, like the rings, like the escort rings and stuff, and those become very dangerous and they're mistreated. But typically in a lot of porn, I mean, they're consistently tested. They have, they get to, you know, make their own rules, and it's
Toxin.
monitored very heavily.
I will tell you the reason why I prefer Tumblr GIFs porn to movies and even fiction. I started with fiction. Penthouse Letters was one of my favorite things to read when I was a lot younger.
Penthouse and Playboy.
I even had a boyfriend who we would read that to each other before, you know.
That would be sexy as fuck.
It was.
Make notes, Cali guy. Make notes.
And then I got a hold of some of those dime novel kind of, where they use words like love stick, you know, and
Rigid manhood.
sock drawer or whatever. Well, rigid manhood, yeah, that's a good one. And one of the things that started to turn me off about those is because there are people who would like to be called writers writing these stories and the movies. The stories became ridiculous. A lot of it, there were so many of those novels that where the woman was abused, the woman was taken advantage of, the woman was raped, and then she found herself and came back and owned her sexuality, and then she became the sex goddess, and then she took her sex out on everybody else. Which is a story of redemption. It's one of the oldest stories in the world, yada, yada, yada. But getting to that point, it was just too difficult for me.
Can I make a few suggestions on where to go for
No,
erotica?
no. I have found the niche. I don't read fan fiction. I don't do any of that crap. I don't read people's stories because unless Stephen King writes a porn.
Which would be fucking awesome.
Brian Lumley, if he
And then
wrote a
J.J.
porn,
Abrams films it.
if George R.R. Martin
No.
wrote a porn,
He does. It's
porn,
called Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
Game
Right?
of Thrones, right. Fire and Ice.
I'll bet you a dime on every dollar that J.K. or a dollar on every dime that J.K. Rowling could write a good poem.
Please write some Harry Potter porn. Please write some Harry Potter porn. I will blow anyone you want for fucking J.K. Rowling, honest to God, Harry Potter porn.
Really quick, we have somebody who explained he can't hear well and reads lips. It might be easier to come on our Ustream
I think it
versus
probably would, yeah.
Facebook Live. So if you go to www.sincitybounty.com and log in and watch through our Ustream, it has a more direct video to us. So give it a shot. Hopefully it helps.
Taking care of our people.
And I just wanted to give a shout out, and I am not able to tell any stories right now about him. So I do want to get him to call in next time, but I do want to give a shout out to our friend Jasper. So
Jasper!
we love you, Jaspy.
Did you guys have anything happen this week that you want to talk about at all?
Well, I did not orgasm at work this week yet.
It's
I did get a promotion.
It's only Tuesday.
Since the last time I've seen you, I have not orgasmed at work yet.
It's been almost a week?
Almost.
Almost. Well, today is a week.
Yeah. Today is a week.
All right. Do we have any news we wanted to cover? The judge that totally gave the rapist guy 6 months, 3 months with good behavior was taken off a sexual assault case. Another one.
Good.
And more than likely he'll be taken off many others until
Right.
he's probably dealt with.
And really quick, while we wrap things up, just to share on here, if you want to finish the rest of the show also, because I'm going to disconnect the Facebook right now, but go to www.sincitybounty.com and you can watch the rest of the show live through our Ustream.
There's
So-
also a link on our Sin City Bounty page to join the chat, so you can meet
Chat.
everybody in chat and talk to them.
And, you know, like all of our pages and all that good stuff. But we'll go live again
This was
next
fun,
week.
yeah.
But this was fun for the live. But go ahead onto our website and
I do love
Finish
how
the
easy
show
it
with
was to
us.
block the douche.
It was
That's
pretty
true.
easy.
Oh, speaking of douche, do you have a curse word of the week since we only have like 10 minutes left?
Yes, I do. Come guzzling gutter slut. That should be very self-explanatory.
It's time for the curse word of the week, brought to you by Sierra from SinCityBounty.com.
Which is?
Come guzzling gutter slut.
Okay.
You know who she is. Trust me, you know who she is. That was an homage to the Dark Lord.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one who taught me that one.
I did not know that.
Come guzzling gutter slut. And one of those Sunday classes.
that was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't get up early enough for those.
I just stayed
One
up
of the
all
other
night.
things, still there's been some great outpouring, and I think yesterday there was a walk down Las Vegas Boulevard for Orlando and things like that. You wanted to mention
I did want to mention. So there have been all starting Thursday of last week and ongoing throughout the weekend and into this week. There have been funerals for the people who died in the Orlando shooting. The Westboro Baptist Church, also known as the biggest douchebags on the planet, have, of course, been protesting these funerals because apparently people being buried is a bad thing. I don't know. In response to that, hundreds of people have come out to block the Westboro Baptist Church from gaining access to the funerals. On Thursday, I heard about it was hundreds of people showed up, biker clubs. I love bikers, by the way. They're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Just this, I think this was just today, it could have been yesterday, a group of people showed up in these white outfits with big angel wings.
It was Saturday,
Did it say Saturday?
right under the picture.
Oh, it does. Since Saturday outside the Cathedral Church of St. Luke in Orlando, Florida, for Christopher Andrew Leonin, one of the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting. Angels' wings were meant as loving support to the fallen, not to create more anger or violence. Jim
But what
Helsinger.
a great way to block the view of the Westboro
Right.
Church than to have huge sheet wings that literally block your view.
So, quote here, according to one account, the measures worked. We couldn't even hear WBC, an attendee said on Facebook. All you could hear was peace and love. The Orlando police quoted Westboro Baptist Church. They tweeted this. Westboro Baptist protesters have left the state and no plans to return. Thank you to those who met the protest with grace and love.
Grace and love.
And that is exactly how those giant douchebag cum-guzzling gutter sluts should be dealt with just plain old love and peace and gay fucking pride.
Damn straight. Anything else? Was there anything else on your radar? Go check our
Facebook.
Facebook, because I know I posted a couple things in there.
I read a comment just a little while ago that
Sure.
I'd like to share about the Orlando shooting. 500 people in this country have been killed by guns since the Orlando shooting.
Since the Orlando shooting.
Since the Orlando shooting,
Holy crap.
500 people have been shot and killed in
Tho-
this country.
Those I would assume include suicides and
Yes.
accidental shootings
Yep.
and hunting.
Yep.
things like that as well.
Yeah, that totaled 7.
You know, I often, a lot of my friends post about the gun issue because that's what Orlando is kind of turned into, is the gun issue.
I am definitely not anti-gun.
And neither am I. People still have it wrong, the kind of gun that was used in a shooting. It wasn't an AR 15.
It wasn't an AK-57.
It wasn't an AK-47,
But-
it was an AR-15.
No,
Which
it
is-
wasn't an AR-15. It was an AR-15 compatible piece. It was an SMS something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it is advertised as having a collapsible handle. What's the stock?
Mm-hmm.
It has a collapsible stock. It's advertised as you can, you know, I don't think they literally say you can sneak this into a nightclub, but it is pushed on the merits that you can collapse its stock so it can be,
Made smaller.
yes.
Yep.
And I listened to Rachel Maddow because I am 62% liberal according to the Facebook test that I took.
And I am 62% conservative.
And actually, if you go to, you know what, I'll post that on our Sin City Bounty page.
Okay.
But she does this whole thing about what kind of gun it was, the merits of it. She even played the video of the advertisement for it. It is meant to be a killer.
Right, it's still an assault
it's
weapon, though.
advertised as a killer.
Right.
It was not an AK or AR or whatever the hell it is, but it does have compatible parts. You can take a piece off this and put it onto that. So, crazy. I had a little 22. It was stolen, but I had a little 22 that you could screw off the barrel and stick it into the stock. So all you carried around was something that was like this.
Nice.
And I think the cleaning kit was inside the stock too. I can't even remember what it was. It was a great little gun though.
Look at one of our listeners took a photo, screenshot
That's great.
Sierra during the live
Thanks, Asa.
and shared it. It's amazing.
I know where you live. That's an inside joke between me and Asa.
I know it. I know the joke.
She
I know
knows
the joke.
You were there, weren't you?
I was there.
You were there.
That was the token night, wasn't it?
No. That was when I kicked that douchebag off the mountain for a meth pipe.
Oh no, I was not there.
You weren't there.
I came after in the aftermath. Still a great story. I have the toga memories.
We do have the I didn't
Toga.
read through this. You may have, but the 10 most brutal rape punishments around the world.
I'll give you a summation. Most, I don't want to say third world, but second world, not quite first world, maybe first world, or like second and a half world.
They've got the internet, but they don't have high speed.
1.5 world. A lot of those, it's just shoot them in the head, maybe a hanging. It's your first world countries that it's 3 to something years, 3 to 15 years, depending on how injured the woman was during a rape. So the picture that they used for this article is very misleading, because I expected to find a country out there that strapped dudes to a post and let rats chew their nuts off.
Right.
Which would be amazing.
There
So
are
if
no
you're going to get
countries
charged
today.
with a crime in this country, you should make sure it's rape and not getting busted for weed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you'll get more
Let's-
time for
actually,
weed.
Let's not commit any crime. Like, let's not,
Right.
like, go, should I rape or should I smoke weed, and pick one. Let's just not rape.
Yeah.
I will almost support that, but if you are going to commit a crime, make it smoking weed.
That's all. Okay, I
Okay.
can go
Is
with
that- is that okay?
So yes. So if you're going to
Of
commit
course,
a
if
crime,
you get caught, you're screwed.
Way more screwed than if you rape someone.
Yes.
So the gist of this whole article is that women have been fucked since the beginning when it comes to rape and getting justice for it. And even if you find other articles or historical documents or go on to, you know, Geographic or any of those places, all of them will tell you the same thing. Since the beginning of time,
It's the woman's fault if she gets raped.
in a lot of cultures, that's what it was. I remember reading one where if a woman got raped in the country, she could accuse her rapist and not die because no one could hear her screaming. But if she was raped in an urban area, she should have screamed loud enough for people to help stop it, or else technically it was consensual. Horrible. We've got 1 minute left. We are SinCityBounty.com. Go to our website, check out our galleries, etc., etc. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+. I am Alexia,
I'm Sierra,
I'm Toxie.
and we will see you next week with Bree Brown.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches!